Hey, good afternoon, second grade. It is time for math class. So, yesterday when we worked on math, we learned about unit form. We learned that each number has either hundreds, tens, and ones, or maybe hundreds and tens only, and a zero in the ones. And we put that in a box, and then we learned how to label the number and then write it out in hundreds, tens, and ones. So that's what we're going to continue working on today. Okay, so I'm going to kind of hit back on what we did yesterday a little bit and then move forward with today. Okay, but today we're going to start right away with our application problem. Okay, so you will need your application problem out of your folder. Okay, application problem for today. So here is our application problem. It says, Timmy the monkey picked 46 bananas from the tree. When he was done, there were 50 bananas left. How many bananas were on the tree at first? Hey, here we go. Let's read this again. Timmy the monkey picked 46 bananas from the tree. When he was done, there were 50 bananas left. How many bananas were on the tree at first? Hey, so we know that Timmy the monkey picked 46 bananas. Okay? That's how many he picked. P stands for picked. So he picked 46 bananas off that tree. Okay? Then we know that there was 50 bananas left on the tree. There was 50 bananas left on the tree. Okay? And they are asking us the question, how many at first? So how many did he start with? How many at first? How many were on the tree before he started picking? How many were on the tree before he started picking? Well, if he picked 46 and there was 50 left, we know we have to get a number that's bigger than either of these two numbers. Because I have to have a number that's bigger to pick some from. So we're going to have to add. We're going to have to add today. Okay? Well, let's add some quick draws. Okay, let's add quick draws. I have 46, okay, plus 50. Well, let's do the quick draws, okay? 46. How many tens are in 46? I don't have a hundredths number. It's just a tens number because there's just two numbers. So we have ones and tens. How many tens? Yeah, 4. We have 4 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, how many ones? This is my ones number. We have 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, plus, because we're going to add them together. Let's look at my 50. This is also a tens number. There's only 2 numbers, so it's a tens number. This is my tens, and this is my ones. Remember, we read from left to right. So, well, how many tens are there? There are 5, so let's count as we put them up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How many ones? 0. We don't have any ones, so I do not have to make any dots. I've made my problem. Now we can add all of our tens together. So let's add all of our tens together. And I'm going to do that by doing this, okay? I'm going to take this 10, and I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to get rid of it here. I'm moving it to this side so I can count. I'm going to get rid of this one on this side, and I'm going to add it to this side. I'm going to get rid of this one on this side, and I'm going to add it to this side. Get rid of this one on this side, I'm going to add it on this side. I'm going to get rid of this one on this side, and I'm going to add it to this side. I don't have anything left over here. I've crossed them all off, and I've moved them all here together so I can count. Well, now let's count. Let's count by tens to see what our tens number is. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Well, we have a 90 in our tens number. We have a 90 in our tens number. Okay, well, let's count how many ones we have left. How many ones do we have here? I didn't have any over here. They're all on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 ones. So now I can add my tens and my ones together. And I know that there's a 0 here, that I can make this a slide number. 90 plus 6 is 96. 96. So how many bananas did he start with? 96. So my question, and I'm going to move this over here out of the way so I can write here. Okay? My question, we have 90 plus 6 is what I erased. 96. And this is my slide number. So I'm going to write here. So it says, Timmy, on the back of your paper, Timmy. Oh, wait a minute. Let's not start with Timmy. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. There, because we want to talk about bananas. There were 96 bananas. To start with. There we go. There were 96 bananas. Oh, I got to have more than one banana. Bananas. There were 96 bananas to start with. So, that's how many bananas were on the tree. There were 96 bananas to start with. Okay? We had to add those two numbers together because he picked 46. There was 50 left on the tree. So we needed to know how many was on the tree before he started picking, which means we needed to have a bigger number than this one. We would have had to have that rough number. If we would have done it with tape, we would have had a rough number. Okay. So let me clear this. This is where I want you to listen to me. I'm going to teach you something new, okay? I'm going to teach you something new. So, we're going to start with a little bit of a review from yesterday, okay? So, yesterday, what we were doing yesterday was that we had that hundreds, that tens, and that ones, that place value. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Place value. Unit form. Okay? Unit form. This is what we were working with. Not uniform. Unit form. Okay? We find unit form when we pull out the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. Okay? And then we said we had a number maybe 395. And I said we read from left to right. We read this number from left to right. 395. I can label this number hundreds, and this is what I did yesterday, tens and ones. Now, I know I have 3 hundreds. I can put it there. I know I have 9 tens, and I can put it there. And I know that I had 5 ones. Okay? So that's what we did yesterday with unit form. Okay? Used a number, put it in our unit form. Okay? In unit form. So today, we're going to kind of continue doing some things with our unit form. Okay? we're going to continue doing some things with unit form. So let's say that I have this number, okay? 243, okay? I have it 243. If I had a place value box that was hundreds, tens, and ones, and I drew my pictures, I would have 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 3 ones. So that would be in my place value box. Here's my number. This is what's in my place value box. 243. 243. Always reading from left to right. When we write these, we always write them from left to right. Okay? So if I have that in there, well, I'm going to add today. I'm going to write it all out so we can see it with numbers. So if I have 200s, I would have 100, 200. Okay? In here, I would have to write 4 tens. 10, 10, 10, 10, because I have 4 tens. And then I have 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Those are my ones. I wrote the same number. 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 241, 242, 243. 243. 243. And I read each one of those from left to right. I wrote each one of those from left to right. Left to right. Okay? Left to right. Well, if I'm really writing it this way, and I'm going from 100 to 200, I'm really just adding. I am adding those numbers. So why not write it in an addition problem? Why not write it in an addition problem? And I'm going to go and I'm going to change my color, and hopefully you guys will be able to see this at home. So I'm going to add plus signs. 100 plus 100 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Because that's really what I'm doing. I'm just adding. When I count this out, I'm adding 100, 200. Well, I added them together. 210. I added that. 220. I added that. 230. I added that. 240. I added that. 241. I added that one. 242. 243. I'm really just adding all those numbers together. I wrote it all the way out in numbers, but really I'm just adding it when I count. I'm adding it all together. So I added my plus signs. So let's look at it. I can take that one step further. I can take that one step further. I can add these two together and come up with 200. Okay? Wait a minute, let me do this here. So I can always keep my numbers in the same. I can add, Mrs. Patterson, it is Friday. We go back to this color. I can add these two together to get my 200. I can add these four to get together. 10, 20, 30, 40 to get 40. And I can add these three together to get 3. Okay? So now I've taken all of these and I've added like units. I've added the like units. Okay? I added my hundreds. I added my tens. I added my ones. So now I have my like units together. Now I can go back and really what I'm going to do, I got 243. All I'm doing is adding these together. 200 plus 40 plus 3. 200 plus 40 plus 3. Okay? I've added them together. I can add those together. If I add those three together, I get 200 plus 40 is 240, plus 3 is 243, and here is the answer that I get, 243. So now I've taken my unit form and I've expanded it to make it like this when I added it together. Okay, when I added it together. And in reality, we are actually, instead of working with unit form, like this is unit form, hundreds, tens, and ones was unit form, this is called expanded form. Okay? This is called expanded form. So now I have done expanded form. Okay? It's another big word. Expanded form. This here, what I just put a box around, is expanded form. That is expanded form. And that's what we're going to be practicing some today. Okay? I started out with it in unit form so that you would see it, and then I worked it through to where I got expanded form. Okay? Okay, well, let's do our problem set, because that's what they're asking me to do in the problem set. Okay? So, let's go to your problem set. Okay, your problem set looks like this today. It has 8 problems on it. Okay? And we're going to work in expanded form. Okay? And I'm going to write that up here for us. Expanded form. That's what we're going to work in. Expanded form. Okay? Oh, let's look at number 1. So we're going to look at number 1 over here. Number 1 says, we have the number 231. That is my number, 231. Okay, 231. I need to know how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones. So I'm going to label my number like I did yesterday. Here are my hundreds, here are my tens, and here are my ones. Okay, well, how many hundreds do I have? I have 2 hundreds. So I'm going to write 200 because I have 200 right here. That's what I want you to write, 200 plus, because we're going to add these together. How many tens do I have? I have 3 tens. 3 tens is 30. 10, 20, 30. Plus 30 plus, how many ones do I have? I have 1 plus 1. I have wrote 231 in expanded form. 200 plus 30 plus 1. Expanded form. I just wrote that in expanded form. Okay? Okay, good. Well, let's do number 2. Let's do number 2 together. Number 2 is 312. 312. Well, let's label our number. Remember, everything's from left to right. Hundreds down to ones. So, I have hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds do I have? I have 3. I have 3 hundreds. 100, 200, 300. So I'm going to write 300 plus, because I'm going to add my other number to it. How many tens do I have? 1. I have 1 10. 10. How many ones do I have? 2. 1, 2. There it is in expanded form. There it is in expanded form. 312. 300 plus 10 plus 2. That's 312 if I added it together. Okay? Let's do number 3. Let's do number 3. 500. I don't want to make it quite so close so I can label it. 527. Well, that's labeled. We start on the left-hand side, 527. We're going to start on the left-hand side with hundreds, tens, and ones. Hundreds, tens, ones. How many hundreds do I have? Well, I have 5. Well, let's count that out. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I have 500. 500 plus. How many tens do I have? 2, 10, 20. I have a 20 here. Plus. How many ones do I have? 7. So I can count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have a 7. 527. 500 plus 20 plus 7. Let's do another one. Let's do number 4. Okay, this is number 4. 752. Okay, we're going to label them. We're going to read from left to right. We're going to put down hundreds, tens, and ones, left to right. Hundreds, tens, ones. How many hundreds do I have? I have 7. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. I have 700. 700 plus. How many tens? I have 5 of them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I write my 50. Plus. How many ones? 2. 1, 2. So 752 in expanded form is 700 plus 50 plus 2. Okay? Expanded form. Hey, well, let's try the next 2. The next ones get a little tricky, so I want to show you how they try to trick you. Okay? I want to show you how they try to trick you. Mrs. Patterson doesn't like to trick you, but they do. Number 5. Number 5 is 201. 201. I read it. 201. I write from left to right. Hundreds, tens, ones. How many hundreds? I have 2. 100, 200. So I have 200 plus, how many tens? 0. I don't have any tens. 0 plus, how many ones? 1. I still put my 0 in there. Some people teach it where you don't need to put your 0 in there. You really don't, but for you guys, you need to put that 0. It's holding a place value, and I want to see those zeros in there. Hey, let's look at number 6. Number 6 is 310. 310. I read from left to right, I label from left to right. Hundreds, tens, ones. How many hundreds do I have? 3, 100, 200, 300. So I write my 300. Plus, how many tens do I have? 1. I have 10. I have a 10. That's it. Plus, how many ones do I have? 0. I'm still going to add my 0. A lot of people teach it. You don't have to show that there. I want you to put it there because it's holding the place for ones. It's showing place value in expanded form. Oh, let's do number 7. 507. 507. We have our hundreds, tens, ones. Because we read from left to right, we label left to right. I have 500s. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Plus, how many tens? 0. I'm still going to put my 0 in there, plus. How many ones? 7. I could count to 7. This number is a 7. 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones. Okay, let's do number 8. Number 8. 750. I read from left to right. I label left to right. Hundreds, tens, ones. How many hundreds? I have 7 of them. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. I need to write a 700. Plus, I have 5 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I have a 50. Plus 0 ones. I still put my 0 in there. Okay, this is something which, when we talked this morning about I can try hard things or I can do hard things, this is where some people can look at that and say, that's 700, and they can write it. People can look at that 5 and say, that's 50, because it's in the tens, and they can write it. Others still need to count it out. It doesn't matter if you're a counter-outer or if you can look at it and write it. Either way, it's correct to do. Wherever you are at in your learning experience of math and numbers, okay? Wherever you're at in your learning experience. All right, now, I'm going to erase this, and then we're going to look at the back side of your exit ticket. The back side of your exit ticket. This time, we're going to take it from expanded form, and we're going to put it into a number. So, number 9 is 2 plus 30 plus 100. Now, this is where we have to look at it. Do we read hundreds, tens, and then, do we read ones, tens, and then hundreds? No. We read hundreds, tens, ones. So let's label. Here's my 100. Here's my 10. Here's my 1. Now we can write. I have 100. I have 3 tens. And I have 2 ones. The number that they wrote there in expanded form is 132. Okay? Let's do another one. We're doing this backwards. Okay, number 10 is 300 plus 2 plus 10. Well, let's label them. Hundreds, ones, tens. That's not in the right order. We need to get them in the right order. We read hundreds, tens, ones. 300. I have a 3. 110. I have a 1. 2 ones. I have a 2. It's 312. See how I did that? Let's do number 11. We have 50 plus 200 plus 7. Well, we read from hundreds, tens to ones. They don't have it like that. Hundreds, tens, ones. So let's start in our hundreds because that's where we start. I have 2 hundreds, so I have a 2. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have 5. I have 5 tens. And I have 7 ones. 257. That is the number in expanded form that they wrote. Hey, let's do number 12. We have 70 plus 500 plus 2. That's not in hundreds, tens, and ones. Hundreds, tens, ones. They got it out of order. Let's get it in order. 500. I have 5 hundreds. 70. I have 7 tens. And I have 2 ones. 572. Okay? 572. Okay, not hard if you put them in order. Okay. Number 13. These, they have done a little differently than what we did. They have, this is number 13. They have 1 plus 200. We have hundreds and we have ones. We don't have any tens up there. They're not showing us a 10. That means it's a 0. So I have 2 hundreds, 0 tens, because I don't see any tens up there, and 1 1. Okay? Let's do number 14. They're tricking us here. We have 100 plus 3. So I have hundreds, and I have my ones. Here again, there's no tens, so we have to put a 0 for that 10. We have 1 100, 0 tens, and 3 ones. Number 15. We have 700 plus 5. Hundreds and ones. I don't see any tens. I didn't label any tens, so that means I have a 0 in my 10 spot. I have 7 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. 705. Let's do one more. This is the last one. 7 plus 500. Let's label them. Here's my hundreds. Here's my 10. Or I'm sorry, here's my ones. I don't see any tens. My tens would have a 0. 5. I have 5 hundreds, 0 tens, and 7 ones. 507. Okay? So you have your exit ticket left. They have written things in different ways at the top in expanded form. You need to figure out the number. We've been doing those. Take your time. You can do it. Make sure your name's on this. And down at the bottom, they want you to write it in expanded form. How many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones. If you label, you'll be able to get this. Okay? So, good luck on that. And I will be back with your science in your science in just a little bit.